Okay.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah. If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah.
This is the movement for those who.
What we do here is go back.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. And before we get started, I have a question for you guys. Let me preface this. There was, before we started the stream this evening, there was a update to OBS, the streaming software that I use. And when I updated it, after I updated it, I restarted the computer, as I always do. And then, as the music was playing, the intro music, and also the intro video, it seemed to be popping. Was it popping for anyone else? Basically, it seemed to be kind of peeking out. So, let me know in the chat. So I'm very interested in knowing that if you guys experienced that too. Andrew Young says it was not popping for him. Okay. Anybody else? Either good or either yes or no. Let me know, because it was popping on my side. I don't know. My voice is popping. Really? Okay. So it seems like the consensus is that the music was not popping out, which is good. Maybe it was just on my side. Hopefully, right? Andrew Young says your voice is pretty lit. And look, He's not drunk tonight either, guys. Crazy, right? Alright, so now that that's out of the way, let's get started, shall we? Welcome. And let's see. SCG. My God, I don't have any of my lights on. Hang on. There. There. There we go. Brightens things up a little bit, doesn't it? So there we go. Let's see. Look at him. He didn't even know he was on. Didn't even know he was typing. Probably passed out midstream, didn't you, Andrew? This kid, man. I swear. You put him in college, he starts drinking, and then he starts feeling weird things in his nether region. Then he finds girls, and then the rest is history. And he's a baby daddy and all that. Incredible. Anyway, so now that we have light, the lights are on. Somebody's home. Let's see. R for Rory. It's too bright now. I'm gonna need some shade. Thanks. All right. So we're gonna be continue to work on this Jesta base tonight. So first and foremost, this is not going to be done by SCGMC. It's just not. There's too much to do. I spent as much time as I expected on it over the weekend, and did not get it anywhere near the level that I had wanted to be at today. So it's just not going to happen, guys. Plain and simple. This Jesta is not coming with me to SCGMC, but that just leaves room for me to bring the Hummingbird on one final ride before I retire it. So before it gets cabineted forever. And then also it might leave room for me to bring the Ozymandias too. So maybe I'll bring both. Just kind of, you know, set up, let people see and everything. So, you know, obviously with that being said, I won't be competing at SCGMC, which is kind of a disappointment for me, because I did want to enter the Jesta and compete. I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? But I still get to see everyone, meet everyone, hang out with all the people and everything like that. So that's actually the main reason, you know, I wanted to go out. I didn't go out specifically to compete, but, you know, not having it done, still a little bit of a disappointment. So not a big deal. So now that I've admitted that to myself, I'm just going to kind of, you know, really just take my time with this thing. And just get it to where I need it to be, where I want it to be, right? I think the base is looking really good. We've got I did get a lot done on the base, just not to where I really wanted it to be. So, you know, I kind of admitted that to myself over the weekend, you know, on Sunday. And with that being said, I actually did a little bit of research on. Well, I should say more research on parachutes and things like that. And I came across an very interesting tutorial on Fine Scale Modeler on their forums. And this was back from several years ago. And I only found it through Google Images. Go figure, right? So a guy had started a forum post on there asking about fully, you know, deployed models of parachutes, fully deployed parachute models. Anyway, you know, he was asking kind of the same type of questions that I was asking. You know, are there anything pre-made? Are there, you know, is there any sort of tutorials or anything like that? And just the consensus on that particular thread at the time was just like, not really. Some people gave, you know, some opinions on what they might do, but nothing, there was no pictures, there was nothing concrete until I found that, and I think it was like buried, either at the bottom of the first page, maybe the second page of that forum post. I didn't scroll, obviously, far enough down it. So I found the image through Google Images, and so the guy that started the post came up with his own kind of solution, and what he used was a styrofoam half ball. And what those are used for are for floral arrangements. So went to one of the local hobby or crafty stores, you know, your fabric places, Michael's, AC Moore, Joann Fabrics, places like that, right? And granted, those might not be nationwide stores. You may have some of those, or all of those, or none of those in your area, but you know, went to there a little bit earlier tonight and actually got one of the styrofoam half balls, and yeah, so we're gonna maybe try to carve that up a little bit tonight, maybe shape that a little bit, because the reason why I'm worried, especially about the parachutes, is because heat activates the plasticine. It causes it to melt a little bit. So the melting point of plastic, I think, is around 220 degrees. We don't want to melt it, we just want to soften it. So we're going to come in at probably around 180, 190, somewhere around in there. That's basically the temperature that you know, the plastic starts to sag, and you know, when you heat it. So with that amount of heat, I am worried about that plasticine reactivating and losing the shape as we make those vacuum forms. So gonna try this styrofoam method and see if it works. It seems like it might be a winner. Because it's shape, you know, I started just kind of rough shaping it a little bit before the stream, and it shapes really nicely. It's extremely rigid, and it'll hold up to the temperatures that we need it to, right? Endless Inferno. Tim don't care about the chat right now, just talking to himself. Care about you, Endless Inferno. Thank you for watching. You know, I just like to do my spiel in front of the, you know, in the beginning of the stream, that's all. Come on, man. We'll get to the chat. Don't worry. Don't worry. I love the chat. Love my chatters. Especially you. Biggie Paul, sagging can happen once you get to that age, Tim. Thanks, Paulie. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Jesus. There's jokers in the chat tonight, you guys. I'm just surprised and actually a little disappointed that Andrew's not drunk tonight, because he would have fit right in. So, yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, we're going to try a little bit of that tonight. We're going to experiment a little bit. We're going to make a fucking mess tonight, you guys, because we're still grinding, we're still sanding, we're still filing, and then the styrofoam shaping is just absolutely brutal when it comes to making a mess. So, I got the vacuum at the ready. Yeah, so we're going to have some fun. So anyway, SCGMC is November 10th. That's in 5 days. 5 days. So I am so incredibly psyched to get out there. My excitement far outweighs the disappointment of not being able to bring the Jesta to you guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to meet and greet everybody. We're going to talk to people. We're going to do the demo at 10:30. We're going to do an hour of scratch building demos, and man, it's just going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be judging the models and stuff like that. Hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit of live streaming from the event, so that you guys that can't unfortunately attend can see what it's like. And maybe next year, maybe you want to save up, maybe you want to get out there, right? So we'll be doing that. So SCGMC, Fullerton, the Hotel Fullerton in Fullerton, California, November 10th. That is where it needs to be. So let's see, what else? 90s Gundam design, rocking that tonight. A little messy, a little dusty, but it's all good. So you can pick up one of these as well on the Child of Mecha store, www.childofmecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You will be transported to the store, where you'll find hats and shirts and bags and all that fun stuff, and the clearance items too that seems like nobody cares about, but that's cool, is what it is. All the tools and stuff like that you'll see here tonight. We're going to have a link just down here below on YouTube, over on this side if you're watching on Facebook, and hit up the Amazon link. All that stuff is already sourced for you, so you don't have to go searching for it. We got tools, we got books, we got chairs that I sit in. I just added a travel case earlier today. I just got a new case that will be housing the Jesta and everything, so I wanted to get that before it was too late, but I ordered that Friday before I admitted to myself that this isn't going to get done. So all good, but it's a really nice case. It's by a company called Nanook, made in Canada, and usually I'm a Pelican guy, but man, this case is really quite nice. So if you guys are traveling with models and you don't want to get those models destroyed, I highly recommend the Nanook case. So model 935, I think. So yeah, check it out. Cheaper than a Pelican too, and just as nice, if not better. So let's see, what else? I think that's it. So let me get these pieces of the base locked together here real quick, and then we'll switch over to 2 camera. Right now you're not going to be able to see it because it's standing on edge, and we need to get it connected into one, and then we'll be able to start. So get that right there. But you know what, first, I don't want to forget about Endless Inferno, or any of you guys for that matter. So let's check in with the chat, shall we? Let's go back. And let's see, let's scroll up. Let's see what is going on with everyone this evening. Let's see, RF Aurora, Andrew is with us. Dean, thank you for watching. Welcome back. Biggie Pauls. Let's see. Gamerbud. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. Gamerbud, come on, man. Come back to us. Or at least comment. I don't know. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Let's see. He says, right, I've heard one of those songs in someone else's video and instantly thought of the stream. Nice. RF Aurora, Andrew said, you have some of the best pre-live stream music. Yeah, you know, I have to admit, all of that is free on YouTube. YouTube has a section in the content, or in the creators section of your YouTube channel. And you can actually, whoa, look at this. I got little dust on me. Anyway, it's not dandruff, you asshole, so don't even say that. It's freaking dust from the foam and everything. I know you guys. I know what you're going to say before you fucking say it. Anyway, yeah, so basically it's all free music available on the creator side of things, and just went through that pretty much whole list painstakingly and kind of picked the best tracks, and man, yeah, I love the music, so it is really cool. So thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate that, guys. GizmoCon Gumplo, what's going on? Jonathan, Andrew Young is with us, not drunk unfortunately this evening. That's sad. Let's see, who else? Eric Masson. It's 2 S's, so I don't know if it's Masson or Mason. But anyway, thanks for watching, Eric. Appreciate that. Jay Lynch didn't get a notification. Man, yeah, you know, YouTube is dicking people over with that. So I don't know. Sorry about that, Jay. But thanks for watching, man. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Let's see. Endless Inferno. We saw that that name earlier. We talked about that. Good. Bailey is always with us. Good. Good. Let's see. RF Aurora, question. Anyone working on the Master Grade Exia or Exia Avalanche Dash have a question with the arms? No, I'm not working on that at the moment. Sorry about that, Andrew. Let's see. Andrew Young says Friday and Saturdays are party time. Ay. Nice. Andrew Young, Tim, Deep Striker on sale at Hobby Search. I already got one. I don't need another one. Shit. Let's see. Looks like an RF Aurora Andrews figured out his problem. Good. Tim, there's a couple of items you have up, but I want maximum money for Tokyo. If they're still up after I get home and I have money, I might grab it. Cool. Yeah, see, look. See? Andrew, you asshole. Andrew Young. Tim, wash your friggin' hair. Dandruff is so gross. Shut up. Ay, ay, ay. Captain Weirdbeard is with us. He says, whoa, yo. What's up, Captain Weirdbeard? Reporting for duty, sir. Bro Builder says, what's up, Tim? Working on my cup entry and stopped in to see what's going on. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. RF Aurora. Tim, you almost made me fall out of my chair when you made the dandruff comment. I try, man. Jonathan G. What's going on? Ken Sim. Heat Hawk Noob. Good name. Looking to mod a transforming gunplay. Any recommendations on a good kit? Yes. If you're looking for a transformable kit, I cannot recommend anything other than the Zeta Plus. Solid kit. The Zeta Gundam 2.0 is also very, very solid. And then the Rizel. That line of transforming mobile suits is also very nice. But me personally, I really love the Zeta Plus line, the Zeta Plus C1, A1, whichever floats your boat. Me personally, I'm a C1 kind of guy. But man, yeah, those are highly recommended, very, very solid even for their age. So that's a good question right there. Hey, Heat Hawk Noob, thanks for watching. Love the name. Let's see. Eric Masson. My name is French, but close enough. Nice to be here for the first time. Streaming from Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. Sweet, thank you. So I'm not going to try to put a French accent on your name. It'd probably be dickish, right? So, Eric, man, thank you for watching, buddy. Appreciate that. Endless Inferno. LOL. Andrew probably ain't bad. Oh, Andrew Young says, I still want to know how much I commented last week. Dude, number one, everything that you did comment was completely incoherent. So basically just a string of letters with a few spaces in between. And, I mean, you weren't on for that long, but, I mean, it was just straight gibberish, whatever you typed. So go back to the Friday stream and you can go through and the chat is replayable at that point. So you'll see what you wrote. So, yeah. Endless Inferno was basically like that. Yeah, completely incoherent. So. Kenneth Sim just received my Mr. Hobby Tea rule from Amazon. Didn't expect it to be that small. Yeah, actually they come in two sizes. This is the little one. And this is from Wave. This isn't Mr. Hobby. Mine is Wave, right? And then this is the big one. This is the little one. I like the little one the best, simply because of its form factor. You can, get this in a lot of teeny tiny spaces. This one, big for, nice and big and beefy for cutting larger plates and things like that. So, yeah, so there's two of them. These are from Wave, though. These are not Mr. Hobbies. So that is a important distinction. Yes. Let's see. Anthony's with us. He says, sup, my people? What's going on, Anthony? Thank you for watching, brother. Ricky Paul Carlson, saving my cash for Master Grade Sananju Stein Verka, but could buy the RG Sazabi right now. I want it all. Yeah, everybody wants it all, man. We all want it all. Bailey says, I actually like the A1 nose shield. Yeah, they both have, different flavors. I just can't get past the C1, the Canon, man. It's just so nice looking. Just so nice looking. Julius Demke said, I bought the Josh Darrow build ebook for his Zeta Plus project. Just a quick glance at it. Looks like great reference. It actually really, really is. Being friends with Josh, I was lucky enough to be able to see the behind-the-scenes shots along his journey of building that model. And, yeah, man, it's just, dude's amazing. Dude's really amazing. That what he did with that Zeta Plus C1 was just insane. So yeah, highly recommend it. And it's awesome because you can pay what you want for that. So if you guys aren't familiar with Josh or his C1 book, man, go and hit it up, joshuadera.com. Yeah, you can pay as little as $1 for it. You can pay as much as you want for it. Hook him up with some cash though, because he spent a lot of time working on that ebook, you know, laying it out and everything, writing the explanations, the tutorials, all that good stuff, and he put some time into it. So hook him up with some cash. So, all right, you guys, let's switch gears. Go to camera 2. There we are. Alright, so I have it upside down obviously right now simply because I had to screw the thing together, but this is kind of a good, I don't know if I've ever shown you the bottom side of this thing. So it's got many screw holes. These little ones here, these are non-functional at this point. These were simply there to hold the two pieces of 1/2-inch MDF together as they dried, as the glue dried and everything. So these are just empty holes. But these, all right in the middle here, these are functional. These will get 1/4-20 screws. I only have 4 tapped in right now just to hold the thing together. But let's swing this beast over and kind of show you where we are. Let's see. Let's start with the back here, shall we? All right, so built up the back kind of to accept the main support arm, and this is all built up plastic. This is up probably a good 12 mm from the base, and this, the support arm, just basically now slots right into there and fits like a glove. So it's a very finished, polished, nice look to it. Still got to do a little bit of shaping on it. I'm not a big fan of hard edges that it's currently in, but you know, we'll come back to that. We'll finish it up and everything at the proper time. Let's see. Also, too, and we'll have to swing this up right there, and it's not going to focus. All right, let's try to angle this down a little bit here. Okay, cool. So now added 2 strips, one right here, one here right at the base of this top bevel here, just as a kind of trim piece. Let's see if that's any better. Oh yeah, see, now you can see it here. Try to get the actual thing in focus. There we go. So yeah, just a 4mm by 1mm strip right here, another one here at the bottom. Gives a nice kind of polished look to it, and once this thing is painted up, that'll look really quite nice. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to leave the sides completely clean and just leave it kind of a nice fresh look. So and then the front, actually all around the border of the rim here, I've added some shaped and beveled pieces, which really kind of set it off quite nicely. And now what I'm doing is I'm just building up this front section here to match the back a little bit. And what this helps with is helps to hide this nasty the nasty seam line where the two parts separate. So this is going to be what we're going to be working on tonight. So just glued this front piece here on just a little while ago before the stream. So now we got to basically just trim this back and file it flush. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to pay some attention to the bottom here, because I clipped it rough a little bit before the stream started. So now we've got this kind of jagged edge right along right here. And I know that's hard to see with the camera zoomed out so far, but let's try to get you guys zoomed in a little bit so you can see what I mean. So right along right here, it's very jagged. So we'll get that done up here. So let's get that zoomed back out here. Uh-oh, what's going on? Stream is skipping. Uh-oh. Let's see. 93 dropped frames. Uh-oh. What's going on there? Alright, hang tight. Audio's popping too. Occasionally it skips. Huh. Interesting. So it looks like it's on, looks like it's YouTube. Because I'm looking on Facebook and I'm looking on Twitch, and both seem to be looking good. The only, the only warning I'm getting from is YouTube right now, guys. So I apologize about that. And of course, everybody's on YouTube, right? So I don't know. We'll keep going. What can I do, right? I don't know. Anyway. All right, so let's get gloved up here. I like to keep my hands clean from all this sanding dust and everything because number one, we're using super glue, and getting that stuff on your skin is just not a fun time, and then trying to get it off of your skin is even worse. So that's why I like to put on my nitrile gloves here before we get started. Man, y'all are stupid. With the porn shit. Y'all are dumb, man. Seriously. Alright. So, let's get to filing here. So, hopefully the stream is okay. Carlo Castro, yeah, it's fine on my end. So, thank you, Carlo. Appreciate the comment there. RF Aurora, Andrew Young, Anthony, Endless Inferno, y'all need Jesus. I'm not religious at all, I'm just saying. Holy hell. Y'all are stupid, man. Y'all are dumb. Alright, so basically what we're doing, we're just flattening this up here. And that's it. That's all we got to do. Simple. So we're going to flip this over. Skipping got worse. Really? What the shit, man? Eric Mason, connection is good on my end too. Good. Well, at least not everybody's seeing it. Oh well. You know what? You guys are just gonna have to deal with it. Alright. Y'all are dumb. Seriously, y'all are dumb. Especially Andrew Young. You're just stupid. Jesus Christ. Anyway, alright, so let's get this clipped. Pretty much what we're trying to do here is just build up the plastic. Now we got most of that trimmed. I'm just gonna go back and get a little bit, try to get as much off here as possible before we start to take the file to it and really get it flush with the rest of the piece here. There we go. All right. Ricky Paul Carson, he says, did you use the chopper in constructing at all? Yes, all the time, man. It's my favorite tool. Really is. It's amazing. Really is good. Really is good. Thank you, Gamer Bud. Yeah, if your connection is bad, Facebook and Twitch don't seem to be having any issues. At least none that I can see anyways. So I don't know. Y'all are dumb. Seriously. Y'all are dumb. Anyway, hey, you know what? There's a comment over on Facebook from my favorite mad scientist, Kira Yet. He says, I just started to use sandpaper to clear the nub marks, and I do some research about the sandpaper, but there's still something I am confused with. I asked some Gunpla builders, should I use sandpaper, let's see, to clear the surface of nub marks? Or should I use sandpaper on all the surfaces of the parts? Oh, okay, so basically just on, use sandpaper just on the nubs, or sandpaper, you know, basically sand it all down. The answer, the lesser the area, the better the effect, but in my opinion, is after using the sandpaper, the surface is better than the original one. Extra information, I'm not planning to paint the Gunpla. Okay. So, man, if you're not going to paint, that's a tricky subject then. If you're not painting, then I would definitely try to one of two things: either minimize the area that you're sanding, like some of them had said, or sand the whole thing and then use like a polishing compound, like Tamiya's polishing compound series, to basically bring the, you know, the ultimate smoothness back to the plastic. So those are two options. Neither one is ideal. Painting, obviously, it's going to, you don't have to really worry about it, and then you're going to be able to hide everything under the primer and the paint. But since you're not doing that, you might have to do a little bit more work. Bailey says, go to the higher grit and sand the whole surface if there is no detail. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So, anyway. All right. So, Andrew, Endless Inferno. Guys, it's getting old at this point. Seriously. All right? It's getting old. So, let's, you guys had your fun. Y'all are dumb, but let's be a little bit more mature than that. Let's see. Need to get this into the camera angle here. So now we've got that all filed flush, nice, looking good. All right. Andrew Young says, yeah, I was thinking of using those metal nameplates. Yeah, what is it? Nameplates.com, I think, is the website that I got mine off of. Let me see. I'll tell you in a second. B. Paul says, Tim, deep thought of the day. My favorite tool is patience. That is pretty deep. I will give you my shallow thought of the day. My least favorite tool is Andrew Young. Let me see. But for some strange reason, I'm still helping him out. I don't know why. Alright, let me see here. Ah, here we go. Oh, no, okay, so the website that I got my engraved little metal things, plaquemaker.com, plaquemaker.com, plaquemaker.com. They use, or they can do like custom shapes and stuff like that. That's how I got the hummingbird shield cut out and everything and etched and all, so yeah, plaquemaker.com, very pro, very professional. Kerry Yet says over on Facebook, he says, will you continue streaming after completing the Jesta? Absolutely, man. This isn't a one and done. This is a constant. So yeah, we're gonna be working on this until whenever it gets done, and then we'll move on. Probably get back on the Spartan and kind of take it from there. We'll see, right? We'll see. But yes, Kira, we definitely will continue to stream after this bad boy is done. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Anyway, Ellis Inferno says, yo Tim, can you do another class at the new Gundam Kitchen about advanced dioramas? If I was any good at dioramas, I would. But I'm just not that guy. I build displays, you know. But you know, if displays, you know, something like that or something that you're into, then by all means, yeah. Anthony, there we go. Plaquemaker.com. Did it actually come through on the YouTube chat? I don't know. Ah, doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Okay. Not to worry. I'll put it in for you guys. Hang on. Let's see. There we go. That should come through now. Alright, so let's see. Big pause, there's one scheduled for Thanksgiving weekend. Is there? When? Not by me. Who by? I don't know. Let's see, if it's me. Oh. That too. Great. Anyway. So yeah. So Andrew Young says, I have a circular base, though. Can you bend the plate? Yeah, I mean, most of that plate is like, well, it depends on the material that you get, you know, because they can do steel, they can do aluminum. I just got aluminum, so you can bend it if you want to. Wouldn't necessarily suggest it, though. Carlo Castro, what's the next kit after the Jesta? We're getting back on the Spartan, man. That's the kit that I kind of put on pause to start this one, and so we're going to get back on that and finish that up. That's going to be the main focus after this. Definitely. Okay. I need to do a little bit more filing on this edge here, because this is not exactly the cleanest. Alright, now we're good. Alright, so just filed this edge down right here. So now we've got to plate that up right there. But before I can do that, I need to take this thing apart again. So we're going to flip this over, grab the drill. Alright. So I don't know if I've shown you guys yet or not how this thing comes apart, but it's pretty good. So I mean, obviously, as you can see, there's a seam right here, but up here on this side, this is the top side, it's just right there. So this buildup right around here, right here at the edge, is where that seam is. See? Pretty easy. And then that just comes apart. This folds down to two pieces like that. And then this fits in brand new case. Super simple. So we're going to put this off to the side temporarily. Rob Ponte, Mr. Gundam Taz, is over there watching on Facebook. What's up, Robbie? Thank you for watching, buddy. Now that's a base. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Mr. Gundam Taz. Appreciate that, brother. Let's see. Depends on the grade of Bro Builder over there on Facebook. It depends on the grade of aluminum. Some of the higher grades, like 6160, will shear before they bend well. Yeah, you lost me. I'm not a metal guy at all, but I know Bro Builder, man. You build like props and shit like that, so you probably got a lot of more knowledge on that than me. So I defer. I defer. Andrew Young says, like, I was thinking of having some nameplate like how Paint Pusher did on his GBWC project a few years back. The one with the Wing Gundam wooden dio. Yeah. I mean, I think if you did maybe some light bending, I think you should be fine. So you got to be careful with it. So, let's see. Endless Inferno. About time to take my leave. Talk to y'all later. Thanks, man. Thanks for watching. R4, not really a fan of Paint Pusher anymore. He's starting to make his videos for Patreon patrons only. Wait a minute. Are we talking about the same person? Because I don't think Win does videos. I don't think he has a Patreon either. You're not talking about Lincoln. Yeah, Choco Falcon does Patreon. Yeah. But so Lincoln Wright, paint on plastic, and I can see easily confused with Paint Pusher. He does Patreon extensively, actually. So yeah, so RF Andrew. So there's two Andrews. There's Andrew Young and there's RF Aurora, who is also named Andrew. So I try to call people by their names when possible. But yeah, so RF yeah, that would be Lincoln. That's the Paint Pusher and Lincoln are two separate people. Paint Pusher is Win. Lincoln is paint on plastic. So yeah, two separate people. So that makes more sense. So Rob Ponte over there on Facebook says, yeah, Link is the man. Yeah, man, really talented, really talented. And the thing that I'm jealous with is that he's actually personal friends with Max Watanabe. Just, I mean, huge, huge inspiration. And quite frankly, if you are watching this and you don't know who Max Watanabe is, or Watanabe, however you pronounce his name, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Because you should know about Max. Thank you. Biggie Paws. Yes, Max Factory. Yes, he is the father of Max Factory. But before he did that, before he created Max Factory, he developed, the current kind of incarnation of what we call pre-shading, or the Max technique. He basically developed his own technique back in the day, back when he was working for Hobby Japan, and it took off like gangbusters. Thank you, Kenneth Sim, Max technique. Yes, Bailey, bingo, appreciating. Take it or leave it. However you feel about that style. Yup, he did it. He was the guy. From what I hear from Lincoln, man, he is just like absolute salt of the earth, friendly dude. And quite frankly, that just makes me want to meet him even more, right? Fact is, I'll probably never be able to meet him, but, hopes and dreams, right? Hopes and dreams. Kenneth Sim, Max does mostly hand painting. I think now he probably does mostly hand painting. But back when he was kind of the feature guy in Hobby Japan, I don't know if those models that he did were hand painted. It would be extremely, extremely difficult, if not impossible, for some of those paint jobs to be hand painted. Let's put it that way. So, on some of them, yeah, I could probably see that, but I wouldn't imagine on all of them. So, all right. So we're basically just evening this corner up right here because we laminated this thick piece of plastic here on front. Just need to tidy this seam up and this edge here, so the base will go back together nicely. Alright, so let's do a little bit of finish sanding, some fine sanding right here. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so now we need a piece of plastic to go over that. But we don't want to cut this whole big strip just for a little piece like that, right? So let's measure this up and see what's what. I actually have this strip right here, but that's not going to be big enough. So we need to cut a new one. It's only 1 mil. That's not going to be thick enough for what I need it to be. All right. So a little T-square. That'll work. What I like to do sometimes is just use the thickness of the T-squares. So like this one here, I believe this is roughly 15 millimeters, where this one is 10 millimeters on both arms, right? So I like to use those when I can. There we go. Bailey says there's an excellent Toko profile on Max Watanabe on YouTube. It's worth a watch. Is that the one? I think I've seen that one. I think I shared it on my Facebook page. I don't know. Anyway, Rob Ponte over there, Gundam Taz on Facebook says Max is the man too. It's amazing how techniques in this hobby can be pinpointed to a person. Yeah, well, you know, Max was like, I mean, Max was like one of the original kind of guys to, you know, really, I don't know, really put just a ton of effort into Gundam, you know, into Gundam modeling. And, you know, mind you, there were a lot of others around that time, but he, for some reason, his popularity just surged above all, you know, everybody else. All right. So, go in this direction now. All right. So if you guys are on the fence about this wave, oh boy, that'll wake you up in the morning. If you guys are on the fence about this T-square, man, it's a really wonderful tool to use. The reason being is because see these little notches right here in the corner? Might be hard to see, but anyway. Oh, there we go. Now that my glove's behind it, you can see because of the contrast difference. So there are little itty-bitty notches here and here, so that when you cut, your blade doesn't run in and dull on the steel edge on this side, right? Because, man, it's just super, super nice. The big one has them, but unfortunately, the little one doesn't. Still love this guy, though. I really do. I still love the little one. And if I had to have one ruler, just one, that would be the one. Yeah. There, I said it. That would be the one. Love that little guy. Love the little wave T-square, man. But you do have to get them on, you know, the Japanese sites. Places like, you know, I don't know if HLJ carries them. I got mine from Hobby Search, which is just my absolute vendor of choice. If I'm going, if I need something like that, you know, from Japan. Now, obviously, if I need like a kit or something really hard to find or whatever, then I will use some of the connections. So, yeah. Oh, the little one does have the notches now. Thank you, Bailey. Bailey, there he says, oh, Tim, they must have updated the little T-square. Mine has the notches. So your little bitty one has the little notches. Damn, now I'm jealous, man. I want a new one. Shit, this is garbage. No, I'm not throwing it away. I would never do that. But that's good to know. Definitely good to know. Now I need to get a new one. What are you gonna do, right? Alright, so before we glue this sucker down, we need to clean up the edge. Because from where we popped it, you know, score and snap, it leaves a little bit of flash right here on the edge. So, what I do is just take it to the chopper, just real quick, cut maybe 2 millimeters off of the edge, And now that will leave a nice, super crisp edge. Reason why we do that, the reason why I'm doing it this way, is because I need to glue it up against this existing edge here. So we need to keep that edge, number one, in parallel, but also two, keep it clean, right? So that is maximum importance. But that will fit very nicely on there. So, our good friend, Mr. Loctite Super Glue. Love this stuff here. Over the weekend, I think I've gone through, I want to say this is probably my 7th bottle of this since Friday. So yeah, I had to make a Home Depot run early yesterday morning to get more. This base is almost completely held together with Loctite Super Glue. Just because it works. It works great. A high number of the laminations directly onto the MDF are held on with super glue, with this with the Loctite. I mean, it just holds, you know. Probably my favorite. Well, no, it definitely is my favorite super glue out of all the ones that I've ever tried, and I've tried more than a few. But yeah, Loctite is just, man, far and away just the absolute best in my opinion. All right, so need to get this lined up perfectly on this edge. We really don't have to worry about the rest. That looks good. Whoop, nope, nope, nope. Okay, that now, damn it, sliding. I think I put a little too much on this guy. All right, but now it looks like it's holding. Just make sure you press this down just to even out the coverage of the super glue and make sure that there's no air pockets or gaps or anything like that between the pieces that the super glue might not have flowed into, because that will cause a weak bond and potentially you could pop the piece, meaning that it will pop off. So you want as much coverage of that glue as possible. Who's messaging me? Zach Rensberger is messaging me. Mr. Zaku Aurelius. He should know I'm streaming right now. He should know that. Anyway. Hey, Mag Wong. Thumbs up over there on Facebook. What's going on, buddy? Let's see. Anthony says, I'm pretty sure the base could take a bullet now. I don't know about that, but it's pretty solid. It's beefy. It's definitely beefy. Andrew Young, I just use Madworks super glue now. Aren't you fancy? Let's see. Bailey says, I want that black stuff too. Oh, the what is it? The black super glue or something? Dash has it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Madworks black glue. Yeah. Andrew Young, love it. Sanded down. It's black, and you can tell where you glued. So nice. Like you can't tell where your normal super glue is. All right. Anyway. Anywho, Alright, we got this glued down. Let's do some trimming on this. This is pretty much ready for that. We're just going to trim the little pieces off, a little flashing here and there. Now, one of the important things with trimming this off, and I think I've said this before, but since this is a newly glued piece, got to be careful not to apply too much pressure to it. So that's why I'm pushing down with this thumb. Basically just in an effort to reinforce the plastic so it doesn't pop off. Alright. That side is now trimmed. A little jagged, but that's fine. I'm going to clip off this piece right here. There we go. Flip this thing over, and I'm going to try and R for Roy, does anyone use plastic magic glue? You mean this? Yes. It's awesome. It's awesome stuff. I was just able to find that here recently at a store a little close to me. It's the store's probably about an hour away. But I was coming back from a film shoot that I was doing in Virginia, and happened to stop by. They had 2 bottles of it. I bought both, and yes, it's awesome. Plastic Magic is great because it is basically just like Tamiya Extra Thin, but it cures a little quicker. And one of the really nice characteristics of Plastic Magic is that it will bond ABS together, and then it will also bond ABS to styrene as well, which is very nice to have. So yeah, so it's a great glue, and honestly, it would be my absolute glue of choice if it was a little easier to find. You know, if you could get it on Amazon or places like that. But yeah, if you really look for it and are able to find it, yeah, highly recommend it. It's great. Really is great. Good glue. All right. Biggie Paul's, Tim, you got to do a resin casting video. That's on the list. It's on the list, Paulie. That's on the list. Let's see, Bailey. Oh yeah, I saw they had the whole catalog of MadWorks stuff, but after Kevin did his restock, I just got my MadWorks acrylic sanding blocks with the stick-on sandpaper. Love them. Nice. Yeah, they're very similar to these little Hobby Mate ones, but I think those have a handle or something, so those might actually be better. Anyway. Let's see. Ah, good. Thank you, Bailey, for putting the Kevin's website in there. Yeah, Mr. Dash, Kevin Zhang, he carries, I think, almost the whole line of MadWorks stuff now in his online store. So yeah, definitely go check him out. What time's it getting to be? 11:07. Cool. We're going to file these 2 pieces, then we're going to move on over to this parachute thing and really make a mess. And then we'll see how that goes. So I've never tried to shape styrofoam before, so we're going to be learning. Anyway, Andrew Young, he future GBWC 2018 North America winner. Maybe. I don't know if what's the guy's name that won last year? I forget the guy's name. But I don't know, man. If he enters, there might be some stiff competition for Kevin. But if he does not, then yeah, I would tend to agree. Gal's not doing it. Oh shit. So yeah, well, then that just kind of opens up the field, then, doesn't it? Nice. I believe he's not entering. Wow. That's important. If Gal doesn't enter, man, very talented, but yeah, if he doesn't enter, man, that opens, basically paves the way for Kevin, right? Getting this smooth down here. Got most of this already nice and flush. Just kind of being careful on this corner here because all these other parts on here on this side are basically already finished. So yeah. All right, let's see. Julius Demsky, did any of your previous videos of the Jesta build cover duplicating parts that are odd shapes? I have to remake the knee armor of my RGM 79 and can't get separate armor pieces to match up. I don't know, man. We didn't really do all that much high-level customization on the Jesta. You know, basically because realistically, I just wanted it to kind of be an exercise in simple details, at least for the core Jesta model. Everything else, obviously, that kind of went out the window when I scratch built the Hunchback and everything, right? But for the core Jesta, yeah, it was just basically simple details and stuff, scribing and all that good stuff. So I don't know if we did or not. You might find more value in kind of the later ones where we went into working on the backpack, because obviously since that was all scratch built, I had to you know, duplicate a lot of parts. That might be of special interest. So food for thought, especially when it came to the boosters on the backpack, the tanks and stuff like that. Those might be probably a value to watch. So yeah. Astray Kai, every time I build a Flame Arms girl, I feel I should be arrested. Me too. Me too. Yeah, Flame Arms girls are just not my thing. But hey, if they're your thing, man, whatever floats your boat, brother. Let's see. Anthony says, kind of happy with the category separation this year. Andrew, don't really know how many people entering this year, to be honest. Think everyone just went, and doesn't wanna. Yeah, pretty much. Bailey says, I'm just stoked to see Kevin's version of Woundwort, gigantic form. Brah, gigantic form. No, I think the categories are fine. It, you know, it gives people, you know, if you're able to win, if you don't want to, you know, go for the open, you know, you just want to enter some of the other categories just for fun, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So, Andrew, shut up. Anthony says, I don't like tech builds going up against fantasy builds. Yeah, no, I kind of agree. Andrew Young, that's kind of not how they made it. Whatever. Or weather ones going up against factory ones. Yeah. It's a tough topic all the way around. And I've touched on that particular topic before. And we're not going to necessarily retread, you know, what we've already covered. But yeah, you know, GBWC is what it is, man. So, I am kind of comforted in the fact that this year there are more technical builds starting to win and all that. So I was happy about that. Let's switch to camera 1 so you can see what the hell we're doing here. So got the base here, just kind of sitting here, and just trying to file this front edge, which would be next to impossible to try and do on the bench. So we're gonna leave it here. So let's see. Nice. Midget. What's going on, Thurno? He says, I just checked in and I heard girls. LOL. Yeah. Talking about them frame arms, girls. Like I said before, I'm not really a fan, but hey, do whatever floats your boat, right? Alright, getting that smoothed out. Nice. Let's see. Eric Mason, not exactly Gunpla, but I'm working on high-grade Mazinga Z model kit and practicing airbrush for the first time. So my question is, will the panel line flow as easy as much if it was not painted? Yes and no. Hey, what's up, James? James Denise, Mr. Nozaku Boys over there on Facebook. He's giving us a little wave. What's going on, buddy? Hope all is well with Mr. Nozaku Boy. Thank you for tuning in, brother. But getting back to Eric's question, will panel line fluid flow as easily on a painted model as it does on an unpainted model? And I said yes and no, because there are caveats, obviously. With a painted model, obviously, you know, it will flow pretty nicely, simply because there's no paint or anything like that to obstruct the path of said panel line wash. But if you do paint it, the kind of prerequisite step before you panel line wash is to lay down a coat of gloss clear. And that will help and aid in the flow of any panel line wash that you might be using. And that really does help a lot. So yeah, what I would do is lay down a gloss clear, and once you do that, then you should have zero problems using a panel line you know, wash liquid like Tamiya or MIG or something like that. So yep, but you should be fine with that. So James over there on Facebook says, just building my GM Sniper at the moment. Nice, nice. I am sanding on my Jesta's base. What are you gonna do? Hey, Scuffle! Scuffles, what's everybody? Bruh, daylight savings is messing up my cyclonic clock. Nice. Yeah, I know how you feel, man. Daylight savings time is a bastard. But it is what it is. It's all early and it's all still dark when, you know, I wake up, but then, like, once my wife gets off work, it's already dark. So it's just like, it sucks now. I hate this time of year. But it is what it is. We make do, right? Alright. That is pretty good. Alright, switch this back around. Now, we can go back to camera. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Scalpel says, "Nah, Tim, just dump your kid into a pot of coffee." Nice. Biggie Paul, if I don't check in Wednesday, have a safe trip. Be a hero. Nice. Thank you, Paulie. Thanks for watching, brother. Dwidget, I'm currently doing a quick build with 1/100 core fighter. Interesting. Andrew Young, wait, daylight saving time happened? Really? Dumbass kid. Scalpel, you're East Coast, right? Yes, Maryland in particular. So yes, East Coast. Definitely East Coast. We're just basically cleaning out the top here because you need to do a little bit of kind of rough sanding like I'm doing right now to get the file marks out, because no matter how smooth you work with the bastard file, it will definitely still leave file marks. Bastard file is great, don't get me wrong, but it definitely needs some extra attention after you file everything down. All right, let's try to even this seam up here a little bit with the chisel blade. Alright, definite gaps here in the front that I'm going to have to go in and fill with a little bit of super glue, but that's not a big deal. Kind of par for the course, really, to be quite frank. Okay. And we're just going to even this sucker up over here. This is where this chisel blade comes in. Very, very handy, you guys. If you're gluing two pieces of plastic together, chisel blade from Olfa, just great at evening up two surfaces that are kind of glued together. So you can use one surface as a guide and then just slice into the other surface. Man, really, really good stuff. All right, so that now is laminated up, bulked up. I think I'm going to do maybe a couple more layers to this to really give it, you know, some distinct kind of size as compared to the surrounding parts of the base. But we're not going to do that just right now. We're going to transition here in just a few seconds, and we're going to see what we can do with this styrofoam half ball. So, all right, let's put this off to the side here. And come here, you. So there's that. And ow, shit. To shape this, I just have kind of a rasp, very rough. And this takes off this styrofoam really, really nicely. Really nicely. So, let's see. Get this shit out of the way. Let's check in with the chat. Let's see. Anthony says, Tim, stupid question, but are you going to Anime NYC? No, I will not, unfortunately. You know, that's actually a great idea, Anthony. Hitting Andrew with the Jesta base. I'll dodge it. I'm short enough to dodge it. No, but you're not quick enough. So, Scuffle says, you're going to try to board the plane and TSA will stop you for exceeding the weight limit for luggage. Sure, you have suspiciously heavy plastic object in your bags. We need a cavity search. No. That's why I have TSA pre-check. Billy says, Olfa art knives are showing up everywhere. I saw them in Lowe's here in NY, or in NC. Yeah, Lowe's has been actually carrying Olfa products for quite a long time. That's actually where I think I picked up the first, or maybe it was the second knife. I forget where, but yeah, great. They're really easy to get there. So the utility knife, high quality too. They sell that at Lowe's. So yeah. Bailey says, I'll get another one so I can dedicate it to my chisel blade, keep my Tamiya handle for the saw blades that came with it. Nice. Juan Grind Hard. What's up on Twitch, buddy? Juan, thank you for watching, buddy. Andrew Young, fine, I'll block it the hit with your hummingbird. Sure. Won't hit me now if I hold it hostage. Scuffle says, are you going to harden that styrofoam with something, maybe a mixture of toilet paper and wood glue or water? No. No, this is actually very, very rigid stuff, actually. I could probably stand on this and it would not depress. So, damn. You know, I'm pushing down on this thing with shit, pretty much probably a quarter of my weight, and it's not moving a bit. This is very, very solid. This is not like the styrofoam that comes like in, you know, as boxing, you know, packing material or whatever. So yeah, and this will just be a form, you know, so don't get that twisted. This will simply just be a form. This is completely solid all the way through this half ball. I just sliced the top off, obviously. But this will be a form for vacuum forming. I'm going to drill a hole in the middle after I shape it and everything. This will act as the form, and then the plastic will form around it. Pull a vacuum, it takes the shape. So a lot of work to do. Obviously, what we're going to do first is to shape kind of a flattish dome, more in the look of a cargo parachute, because if you look at parachutes, they're not spherical. They have a flat area in the middle, right? So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to shape this up. We've got to obviously take off the corners and everything here. I started to shape this right here. You can kind of see the sloping curve right here, which is actually quite nice. Just kind of experimented on that for the stream and everything, so that'll be fun. Let's see. Anthony, what is that? Straight foam? Yeah, it's just styrofoam. Got it from you know, local place called Joanne Fabrics here. Yeah, it's basically for floral arrangements. You know, you just stick your fake flowers or whatever in this thing and make floral arrangements. So Juan over there on Twitch says, what are you doing with that? So Juan, so basically what we're doing, we are forming this into a parachute shape, and this will become my parachute form. And then, like I said a little bit earlier, we're going to drill a hole in the middle, and we're going to put this on a vacuum plate, and then vacuum form around this. So yeah, that'll be fun. It may be dense, but how does it take paint? Oh no, it's not getting painted. Last time I sprayed paint on any kind of styrofoam, it melted. Yeah. Yes, Scuffle. Yes, I should have probably read the comment after. Yeah, we're vacuum forming it. So this is just going to be a plug. Doesn't need to hold detail. It doesn't need to really do anything. This is simply just a form. That's it. So, Juan says, damn, that sounds intensive. Yeah, it could be. It could be, but you get the results. right? Because there's no fully deployed parachute model out there, unfortunately. Trust me, I've looked. Bro Builder, you could always use Barge. It's kind of like white glue. Yeah, but like I said, this is just going to be a plug for the vacuum form. Soravon Zero over there on Twitch holding it down for us on the modding duties. He says, so the other parachute mold is a bust. Not really at this point, no. Reason being is because, and I had mentioned this a little bit earlier in the stream, since the clay that I used is plasticine, it's activated with heat. So, now that I think about it, as I melt the plastic, we're getting that up to maybe about 180, 190. Vacuum form that on. Obviously, it's not going to be on there for all that long, but it could run the risk of deforming, you know, the sculpt on there. So, and since this isn't going to be ready for SCGMC, I'm just basically experimenting at this point. I can take my time now. So, this will. This might be a better option. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So that's the reason why we're messing with this. No, but the original plug is sitting over yonder on my in my photo booth. It is not scrapped by any means. So, Scuffle, you could always steal the umbrella from a circus monkey. Nice. I like that. Bro Builder says, I'm making my base out of Cora foam U150 high density machining foam. Nice. Nice. Let's see, what else? Oh, I think we're caught up. Cool. Okay, cool. So, like I said, we just got this, you know, rasp here. It's got a little chisel edge to it, but I don't use it for that. So, we're just going to start to shape this thing, and you'll see, you can kind of see the snowflakes in this thing and on my hand. This thing is going to make a hell of a mess, you guys. But cool thing is that since this rasp is so rough, all I have to do is actually just kind of drag it along the opposite direction of where the teeth are. The teeth are pointed this way, but I'm just kind of dragging it opposite to that, man, and it forms really nicely. So we're going to start by just kind of knocking off the corner from the cut that I made. And we're just gonna taper this down. And already you can kind of see that nice curve start to happen. Right? So, looking pretty good so far. And then any fine tuning, I've got a piece of 150 grit sandpaper here, and this actually works rather well too. Just kind of smoothing out and kind of knocking off any high points and stuff. But, as you can see, it makes a snowy, snowy mess. Julius Dembski, that's a great question. He asks, will porous foam be beneficial with pulling down material in the vacuum forming process? I hope so. I hope so. This is definitely open cell foam. And so it is obviously quite porous. So I hope that it will help to pull the form. Either way, like I said before, I'm going to drill a hole in the middle, and so that will help to evacuate the air, on top. It just won't be pulling from the sides. It'll be pulling from the middle too. So you'll have equal or close to equal, vacuum force on this thing. So there's only one way to know if it'll work or not, right? So we'll see. We'll play with it and experiment. And hey, if this works, then cool. If not, then we're back to the drawing board with the plasticine, and then we'll basically kind of jump that hurdle when we come to it, right? But like I said, now that, you know, I'm not going to rush this thing into being finished for SCGMC, I can just kind of really just take my time with this thing. Ricky Paul Carlson. Apparently that sound of the rasp is annoying to Siamese cats. Nice. Let's see. Anthony says the parachute won't be ready for SC. I think you mean SCGMC? Yeah. Yeah. I've already, like I said in the beginning, that was kind of one of the first things I said. I worked many hours on this thing over the weekend, and it just didn't get to where I needed it to get. So, you know, I had to kind of admit to myself and just kind of accept the fact that, yes, this will not be ready for SCGMC, unfortunately. So, what are you going to do, right? But, so you can kind of see now the profiles start to look more and more parachute-ish, you know? Still a long way off. Still a long way off. But it's starting to get there, right? This obviously right now is just kind of forming the overall shape of it. And then we'll go back and start to fine-tune. And then also, my thought, and I can't confirm this, this is just a guess, but my thought is that this will hopefully be easier to form kind of the billowing effect, because this is more of a subtractive, obviously, process, rather than an additive process like using the clay. So, hopefully, I can just kind of cut those in with, you know, some of the sculpting tools that I've bought to form the clay with. And since this is just styrofoam, hopefully that will work out pretty nicely. Alright, so we're about 2/3 of the way there. And look at this mess. This is crazy. Yeah. Looks like cocaine. Andrew, I'm going to save this for you, so I'm going to make you sniff it next time I see you. Get high off styrofoam dust. You little nerd. Get the rough shape here, and then we'll check in with you guys in the chat, because I can see the chat stream going crazy. Okay. Let's see, that's not bad. That's not too bad. I think this side here is a little higher than this side. So That's not too bad now. It's definitely getting there. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. That's not... It's actually not bad, you guys. That's a pretty damn fine, rough shape, right? So... just a little more fine-tuning, I think, here. Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good right there. See how this is nice and kind of flattish up there? So that looks really good. So look at this. That's what all this is. Ugh, God, on my shirt it's all white. All right, so guys, real quick, let's vacuum this blizzard up here real quick, and then we'll check in with you guys in the chat. See what's what. Man, what a mess. All right, vacuum time. So, now that that's cleaned up, let's check in and see what's what. Let's see. Where did we leave off? Where did we leave off? Bailey says, that's why I love this stream. The experience of learning what works is real. Nice. Thanks, B. Appreciate that, man. That makes me feel good. Andrew Young should look at this builder called Crazy Dogniac. He made a parachute dom. Interesting. And then he says, maybe you can do it for GBWC, maybe. No, the Jesta's not. Jesta's not. Carlo Castro, oh, damn, that sucks. I won't get to see the Jesta at SCGMC. Yeah, not this year, man. Maybe next year. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Andrew Young, going to be hard for Tim to get tickets now. Yeah, true. Andrew Young, heard Saturday tickets are almost sold out, I think. Yeah. I can't go anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Anthony says, actually, Anime NYC doesn't sell out fast. not like New York Comic Con, right? Scalpel should have just went to Harbor Freight, bought some foam floor mats, cut out some trapezoids, heat gunned them down on a bowling ball, glued the ends, and win or be laughed at. Nice. Andrew says their Facebook page said it was almost out of tickets, so I don't know. But if we want to pressure Tim to go, just say Volks is coming. Yeah, well, I do love me some Volks, man. I do. I admit it. Scalpel, Tim doesn't need a ticket. He'll just hide inside of Clem's luggage. Nice. Oh, man. Anders, I only sniff high-quality epoxy putty dust. Well, we have some of that for you, too. Ricky Paul Carlson, I'm just wondering the melting temperature of styrofoam with a plasticine temp of 180 degrees. You know, since the styrofoam is basically, it's just basically, it's like an extruded plastic. It's just it's styrene foam, right? So I have very little worries that this stuff will hold up under the residual heat. You know, this is not going on the heating element or anywhere near it, right? But the plastic that gets softened up will obviously be vacuum formed on top of this. And that residual heat from that plastic, that's what I'm worried about in terms of the plasticine. I'm worried about it reactivating it and diluting some of those details that are, you know, sculpted into it. So let's go to camera 1. Make this easy. Let's see. Anthony says, would be nice to get the whole gang here. Yeah, I know, right? Andrew Young says, the only one not going is Tim, I believe. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Somebody buy Tim a lathe to make his dome form. Dude, that would be amazing. I would love a frickin' lathe. A nice little metal lathe. Oh, yes. I've looked into those before, and those are really, really intriguing. Really intriguing. Julie Stemsky. Tim, where can I purchase a ticket for SCGMC? I can't find it on the website. Already have a plane ticket. Dude, just show up. You can buy tickets at the door. So don't even worry about it. They have they sell tickets at the door. It's not like a sellout, you know, it's going to sell out type of thing. So yeah, so just show up at the Hotel Fullerton that day. It opens at 9 a.m. And there's a table that will be right outside of the ballroom that will be selling and checking tickets. So don't even worry about it, man. They got you covered. Hey, look at that. Ace Schultz is with us. Berkana tier. I made it. Yay. I know, right? We only got 15 minutes left, man. You're super late, bro. Astrid Kai, that reminds me, I need to make a DIY vacuum foam or vacuum former, maybe. I don't know. They're actually quite easy to make. Yeah, they really are. I went, you know, kind of, I over-engineered, like I always do, and I used an infrared heater. I took out the guts from an infrared heater and built a box out of MDF for it, placed them in that box, and then laminated the inside of that box with aluminum to protect it from the heat. Did that. The controls for the heater on the outside, I mounted those and everything, so it's really, really good. And then the vacuum box itself is really simple to make. It's just a box with a large enough hole on the side to put the shop vac hose in, and then just a bunch of holes drilled on top. Time consuming, mind you, but yeah, it works wonders. Works great. Then you got to make you know, a few frames and stuff like that. But once you get that, man, easy vacuum former. But you can go super, super inexpensive though too. You know, you can get like one of those. I've seen, especially the guys in Japan, use like old toaster ovens to help melt that plastic down to make it soft. And then shit, in Hobby Japan back in the day, they used a dish, like a soap dish, and then put a kind of a frame on top of that with some wire mesh, and then kind of caulked all the way around it to seal it, and kind of scratch built this weird vacuum attachment that goes in on it, and that's basically all that it really was. And then they just put the master on top of that foam mesh, and then they just kind of slapped the melted plastic down, and that was it, man. So you can go over-engineered like I did and spend money on it and everything, or you can go super, super cheap. Chances are you're probably going to be better off in the middle, but hey, you know, it is actually quite an easy project to do. Let's see here. Anthony says, I say we run an A-team van and kidnap his ass with the team music playing. I'll see if I can get Jordan in on the action. Nice. Yeah, come, dude, seriously, come kidnap me, because that weekend I'm going to be with extended family and shit, and that's not going to be fun. And I wish I could be at New York instead of going there and spending time with people most people I don't even know. But you know, obviously, you know, I'm 40, and you know, these old biddies will come up and, you know, pinch my cheek and say, "Oh, I remember when you were this tall," and I'm like, I don't even fucking know who you are, lady. Get out of my face. So yes, please rent the A-team van, come kidnap me, so I have an excuse to get the fuck out of there. So that would be amazing. Thank you. Look forward to it, by the way, too. Scuffle, Tim, do you have an email I can send you a picture of my kit? Absolutely, man. Tim@childofmecha.com. Send me whatever you like. Just don't, not like weird shit, but you get the picture. Andrew Young, Jordan too short. Get someone taller to work on it. Nice. Need someone taller than Tim to kidnap him. Yeah. I may be short, but I'm stocky. So. But I would be willing to jump in the van. Let's put it that way. So you don't need to really find too many people. So yeah, fun times. Good stuff. All right, let's continue on with this shaping because I'm kind of having fun with this thing and kind of getting this thing into where it kind of needs to be. So switch back over to camera here. There we go. All right, so there is kind of our flattened dome. I think it might be just a little too flat on top. Just a little bit. Let me show you guys something here real quick. It's the image that I'm kind of referencing, right? Let's see if I can find it here real quick for you guys. Hang on. Where is it? There it is. All right, so let's see if we can get into. We're gonna try the screen share. Never. Well, no, we have done this before. So let me see. Hopefully, I don't know if I switch my audio on this one. So this might not work all that well, but we'll see. We'll see, right? All right. All right, cool. So it looks like the audio is working, but obviously we have a black, full black screen here. So let me. Where is it? Window capture. We're gonna go to, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Photo viewer. Here we go. All right. So this is the image that I'm referencing. This is actually from military, U.S. military site, and so you can see kind of how the shape of it is somewhat flattened and depressed in the middle. There's obviously this kind of weird divot here in this one, but it doesn't look like this one here has that. So my guess is that this is in the process of deploying, where this one is now fully deployed, just maybe a split second, you know, before that. But this one right here, this one on the right, is basically my main point of reference that, you know, I'm using. So obviously, you know, it's very wide, very flat. You know, all of these cables coming off of the, you know, the ring structure around this thing. So that's, you know, that's basically what we're going for right there. So hopefully we can achieve that, right? So Julie Stensky, hey Tim, Burbank House of Hobbies, who are going to be a vendor at SCGMC, is selling Plastic Magic on eBay for $8.59. That's not a bad price. What did I get mine for? I got mine for $8.59. So, but then, you know, of course, you have to pay tax here in Maryland. I don't know what the tax rate is in California, but here it's 6%. So, yeah, I think that's the retail price. So $8.59. Excuse me. Yeah, it's a good price. So if you're interested in it, I highly recommend it, dude. Plastic Magic is the stuff. All right. So what do we need to do with this thing? I think we kind of need to taper this side down a little bit more, right? So Anthony says them things can hold up to 45,000 pounds. I thought it was 4,500 pounds. Actually, to be more exact, I thought it was 3,500 pounds per shoot. At least that's what the mil spec manual that I got that I downloaded off the government site said the maximum rating for that particular one was like 3,500 pounds. So, but yeah, they're serious shoots. Now, based off of those numbers, I calculated it out to say that if somebody was going to actually airdrop the Jesta, being 114,000 pounds, not including, equipment, you would need roughly 44 of those parachutes to safely drop it to the ground, unassisted by any, supplementive thrust or anything like that to soften the drop. Now, with accessories like firearm, shield, any additional armor, stuff like that, I would say probably more along the lines of 50 of those damn parachutes, maybe even more. But, obviously, as we have seen, in kits and in reference photos and stuff like that, they're always assisted. They're always drop assisted with, the one or however many use, the disposable backpacks, the ones with the tanks and the thrusters, the additional thrusters and everything like that to help slow down the descent. Andrew Young says, nah, it's 30,000 pounds. What's your source, bitch? Yeah, Mills Manufacturing makes military chutes that can that hold 100 to 45,000 pounds. Wow, interesting. Huh. Maybe I was looking at an old manual. I don't know. Wikipedia. Andrew, don't you know Wikipedia? You can put anything on a thing. Now, I'll believe Anthony before I believe you, Andrew, because he's actually looking at the site, not just some Wikipedia. So that's interesting. So then, if it can hold 45,000 pounds, so 4 of these isn't necessarily unrealistic at that point. Millsmanufacturing.com. Let's look at this. Now I'm intrigued. Now you have my attention. Ooh, look at this. Wow. Yeah, the G13. That's what I was looking at. Look at that. Cargo chute delivery systems for accurate airdrops. Okay. So let's screen share this bad boy. Let's go over, come on now. Properties. Let's see. Chrome, bingo. Here we are. All right, so let's read this, shall we? Cargo delivery systems for accurate airdrops. Mills Manufacturing is one of the premier providers of cargo parachutes in the United States. Used by each branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, cargo delivery systems can deliver both light and heavy goods, such as ammunition and vehicles, to drop zones where they're in high demand. Cargo parachutes, which can carry anywhere between 100 and 42,000 pounds. Sweet. Good call, Anthony. Are made with the most advanced cargo delivery technology. Many of the cargo parachute assemblies developed in the late 1940s and early 1950s remain the mainstay of airdrop and recovery operations. Minor modifications fine-tuned their efficiency, but their elegant design withstands the test of time. Only one model, the 30-foot diameter G14, developed in the mid-1960s, has replaced the 24-foot diameter G13. That might have been what I was looking at, the G13. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Andrew, good find, buddy. I'm going to favorite this. I got to refer back to this shit. Let's see. Go imported. Done there. Very cool. Dude, nice. That was awesome. That's good to read. So now I don't feel so bad with only having 4 of these. So that's cool. Anthony says, when I was in the service, they always told us emergency repair parts would be dropped to us, and they showed us the systems and everything. Nice. So an actual Jesta is 57 tons. Yeah. I think it was like 114,000 pounds, roughly. So yeah, what would that? So 2, 3 to be on the safe side. 4 is not an unrealistic. Yeah. So nice. Shit, maybe I could get away with 3 of these. But we'll see, you know. Very cool. Dude, that's awesome. I'm so happy you hooked that link up. That gives like real life facts and stuff. I'll have to go back and look at the date of the manual that I downloaded. It might have been from the fucking 40s for all I know. I don't know. 117,000 pounds. That was close. I think this is starting to come together. Here's that dome, that kind of flatty dome that, yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. And the other positive thing about using this foam form is that it's actually a little bit bigger in diameter than the clay form that I had created. Which actually makes me very happy because I like the larger size of this better than the smaller size. And mind you, it's only about 3/4 of an inch wider in diameter, but it's actually pretty significant as opposed to, you know, the clay one that I have. So I'm happy with it. Happy with it. Sarvan over there on Twitch says 4 shoots and a booster pack sounds like the redundancy you want when dropping a couple dozen tons of giant robot. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, you invest millions of dollars in making the thing. Wouldn't you want to protect it with a little bit of redundancy? I would say so. Man, oh man. So, man, good call. That's awesome. Thank you again, Anthony. I appreciate that, man. Carlo Castro, yep, only 3. Maybe I could get away with 3. I don't know. We'll see. At this point now that I know the real weight rating, it's really just going to end up being aesthetics, whether I go with 2 or whether I go with 3 or whether I go with 4. I planned out the base and everything for 4. So I guess we'll have to see what it looks like. I don't know. Maybe. R. Aurora says, with the drop thrusters Tim made, 2 parachutes would be plenty, but I would want 3 personally for safety and reserve. Yeah, that's kind of what Soravan said too. Yeah, redundancy is key there, I think. So, let's see. VFX10 Viper, what's going on, buddy? He says LOL over there on Twitch. Thanks for watching, man. Scuffle says, sorry, trigger reaction. Didn't mean to offend. Nice. Let's see. 9.25%. Carlo Castro. I don't know, you lost me, Carlo. I don't know. I lost the conversation, so I don't know, something like that. But still, yeah. So I think 4, 3 would be fine. But man, the look of 4. I think the look is going to be important. I think it's going to be paramount. I'll have to ponder this, guys. I'll have to ponder this one. But it's 12 o'clock. That's all she wrote. M. Somoza. That parachute looks small. Your parachute looks small. Get out of here. No. This parachute for the Jesta. Let me show you the size comparison. Yeah. You got 4 of these suckers. Oh yeah. That's gonna be a look, man. That's gonna be a good look. Even 3. Just those 2 front ones will set the look off. That will look nice. Oh man, Soravan says make 4, mock it up. Worst case is you have a spare already made. Yeah, and that's what I'll do. I mean, pulling, vacuum forming a thing like this isn't. I mean, it takes maybe 5 minutes for just to heat up the plastic and all that. So it's not even a big deal. Yeah. So it's gonna be all. It's gonna come down to looks, you guys. It's just gonna come down to looks. So, Andrew, shut up. Stop talking bad about my boy Mecha. Anyway, yeah, 12 already. Shit, yeah, for real. Time flies, right? So, all right. So, guys, so schedule for this week. Wednesday is going to be the last one because I fly out early on Friday. There will be no stream Friday. I hope to do some mobile streaming. We're going to try it. I don't know how it's going to work, but we hope to be doing some mobile streaming at SCGMC on Saturday. Who knows what will happen? We'll just kind of have to wait and see and wing it. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I don't know. But that's basically what we're going to end up with this week. Next week is kind of the same way. Monday and Wednesday will be the stream dates. Friday, there will be no stream, simply because I leave for fucking family gathering in Virginia on Friday, which I really do not want to do. So it is what it is. So Soravan TGG is going to do some streaming Saturday, if I recall. Yes, they are. I think they wanted to try and do at least the awards ceremony, maybe some other things. I don't really know what they have planned. But what I hope to do is just kind of do my own streaming and kind of give you guys my own take on the event and everything. So should be fun. Scoffle says, worst case scenario, turn your Jesta into a marionette, right? I can make him a real boy. Pinocchio reference for those of you not old enough to know what Pinocchio is. So anyway, all right, guys. So yeah, SCGMC, November 10th. Make sure you're there. Come on by, at least by 10, if not sooner. Got dust all over me. But yeah, 10 or 10 a.m. 10 a.m. or 10:30. It's one of those. Be there by 10. Right? We're going to be doing the scratch building demos and all that fun stuff. So come by, swing by for that. Take a seat, have a listen. You can see me in real life do this stuff. And man, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be awesome. So swing by if you have the chance. All the tools and stuff like that you saw me use tonight, well, I should say most of the tools, can be found on the Amazon link just below here on YouTube, right on this side if you're watching on Facebook. Go check all those products out and stuff. We got the Gundam, 90s Gundam t-shirt on tonight. Go check that out on chowdermecha.com. Tomorrow night, I almost forgot about this. Tomorrow night, those Gundam guys are going to be doing a build stream. And I think I'm going to be part of it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a part of it. So, we'll post up some images and stuff like that tomorrow night to tell you all about it. But man, go on to those Gundam guys YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and maybe YouTube will send you a notification. Maybe they won't. Jay Lynch, sorry brother. But yeah, so let's see. VFX 10 Viper. It have no strings and now it's free. Begin the killing spree. Yeah, it's Ultron at this point. It's Ultron. Nice. There needs to be a Gundam Con. Gosh darn it, I know, right? I think Bailey and those guys down in NC are working on that from what I understand, but we'll see. TGG build streams always coincide with WoW raid times, unfortunately. Man, just watch it afterwards. Or watch it during. Just saying. It's fun times. But yeah, we're gonna do it up tomorrow night. We're gonna have fun, man. Those are always just so damn much fun. Bailey says, "Stay tuned." Nice, nice. If it happens, man, I'll be down there. I will definitely come down. Yeah, so tune in tomorrow night. Those Gundam guys on YouTube, and man, watch us be stupid. So I relax and have fun with them and joke around, and yeah, it's a good time. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But if I don't see you tomorrow night, we'll see you back here on Wednesday, you guys. Bailey says, we will be in touch. Nice. My boy. All right, you guys. Have fun. Have a great Tuesday. And be safe. Build something cool. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow night, too. So, we'll see. All right, guys. Take care. Good night.